Hey guys, it's Sean from Alexandra Tutoring, and today I want to talk about what is a radian, something they use in geometry. You'll see it also in precalculus. I remember personally not having a clue what a radian really was in high school. It wasn't until college that I actually figured it out, and it's one of those things where once you finally get it, you smack yourself over the head and you're like, seriously, that's it. So anyway, I wanted to share that moment with you, so maybe you could have that moment a little sooner than I did. So I think most people understand what a degree is pretty well. You see I got two circles here. So a degree is a way of measuring angle, and it's simply what you get just by chopping a circle up into 360 chunks. If you equal size chunks like this, if you just continue what I did, so that they fit 360 times, and simply the angle created by two of those lines would be a degree. Most people get that. What the heck is a radian? It is also a different way of measuring angle other than a degree. There's different ways to measure things. You can use feet or meters to measure length. You can use degrees or radians to measure angle. So here is what an radian actually is. So let me use another color here. Let me remind you what pi is, because a lot of people don't know what that is. Everyone knows it's 3.14, but 3.14 what? Well, if you take the diameter of a circle, imagine cutting a string to the length of that diameter, and then taking that string and laying it around the outside of the circle, right? Well, maybe the first string would go around like that far, and then we're gonna take a second string, same length of the diameter, and then maybe that one goes around that far, and we'll take a third string, also the length of the diameter, and maybe that goes around that far. Let me do this a little funny. And it almost makes it around, but not quite. And that gap, that's your 0.1469 dot 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 dot. So the diameter of a circle would fit around pi times, or 3.14 times around the outside of the circle. So that's a reminder, so that I can now remind you what a radian is. So imagine I'm going to take one more circle here, and it's called the radian for a good reason. So that refers to a radius, right? So if we took a radius like that, that's the radius r. Let's cut a string to the length of the radius, okay? Kind of like what we did earlier. Well, that string would go around maybe yoink that far, okay? And then if we close the gap here, the angle that is made by one radius laid around the outside of the circle, that is 1 radian. So if you lay a radian or a radius around the outside of a circle, like we did here, and make an angle out of it, that angle is what a radian is. Not too bad, right? One last thing I'll mention. How many radians does it take to go all the way around the circle? Or radiuses, basically, if we kept taking that string the length of the radius? How many would it take to go around the circle? Well, it would take, as we saw over here, it takes pi. Pi is the number of times the diameter would fit around the circle. So how many times would the radius fit around the circle? Well, the radius is half the diameter, so it would take 2 pi, or there's 2 pi radians to go all the way around the circle. Remember, 2 pi is just 2 times 3.14. Okay, guys, I hope that helps. Have a great day.